These next few upcoming patches are very dangerous, especially for free-to-play players, because we have some crazy units coming up in very rapid succession. And obviously who you want to pull for changes with the state of your account, but this is going to be the case for majority of players. As always, if I do help you, consider liking and subscribing because it really does help the channel and helps me make videos just like this one. I am a little sick, so ignore my voice. Now let's get right into it. Queen is the character currently on banner in P5X, and she's going to be one that I'm going to recommend you pull for if you do care about meta in this game. That being if you haven't already pulled a copy or two of her. Makoto does fall off a bit eventually as the premier single target damage dealer with customies released down the line, but that's not going to be for quite some time until patch 3.1. Some content in this game is gonna call for single target damage. If you want to clear it efficiently with good scores, like the current Kanashiro event boss fight and certain sections of Guild Boss and SOS, you're gonna want a good single target damage dealer. And given the fact that our current single target DPS lineup is a character that wants to constantly be low HP, making him kind of uncomfy to play in the majority of cases, a 4-star character, and Yui, there's a slot waiting to be filled on the majority of accounts. And I'm going to assume that if you are someone out there who did pull Yui, you're not sitting here watching a video about meta too closely, and you're just going to pull for the characters you think are pretty anyway. Makoto's going to be the top option for all single target content for quite some time, so if you do care about that, I would do yourself a favor and at least pull a copy of this character. I don't think you need her A1, I don't think you need her weapon. I think pulling a base copy of this character is good enough for now, until eventually we do have a better option. Now the next banner is going to be running pretty soon. It should be beginning on the 24th of August, is going to be Phoebe's. She's the first 5-star navigator we're going to get in P5X, and as much as it pains me to say it, if you're free to play, I think you should be skipping this character. Phoebe is a standard banner character, she's not limited, and she will be getting added to the standard banner pool eventually. But she has fallen victim to Sega's 6-month standard banner jail just like Marion has. I'm hoping desperately they pull back on this change and make it like 2 months or something, but for now, despite how tempting I know it is, unless you're a spender, I really can't find it in my heart to recommend you pull for a character going to standard, even if it is going to take way too long for it to happen. And also she is getting run right before Chord, and she is not that far off from Futaba. Knowing that Futaba's coming sometime around patch 2.3, it becomes even harder for me to not just recommend waiting for her and skipping Phoebe. Because Futaba is a top Navi, even ranking well to this day on CN, and a character that does not eventually go to standard. So as sad as it is, I feel like you really do just have to skip Phoebe's banner, especially if you're free to play. If you are a spender, this is a character that you can look into while she's here, because her and Futaba are the only 2 5-star Navis that we get in the game for quite a long time. And you're just going to have to wait for her to go to standard in 6 months. Following Phoebe on September 4th, we get a character you've definitely heard a ton about, and that's Chord. Chord is a crazy support character, and the first one is going to be a must pull if you even care an inkling about any sort of meta. Honestly, hate referring to characters in any gacha as must pulls, but Chord is honestly just way too good. Chord allows you with her skill 3 to choose an ally to use their highlight skill immediately, allowing them to use their highlight even if it's on cooldown. Every DPS character in P5X wants to use their highlight, with the exception being the future Persona 3 Reload collaborations, but those are so far in the future. This makes Chord slottable in literally just about every single team that the game has to offer. And not only is she slottable, she's the character you want to run in these teams. She's not one of those characters where it's like, oh, you can slot her in here if you want to. No, every single team wants Chord. This is the first character I'm going to say I don't really care about what state your account's in, what characters you have, who you're saving for, what characters you don't have. You will regret not having Chord on your account if you care about this game. It's just kind of how it is. That's the reason that so many content creators sit there and tell you that you have to pull Chord, because she is the closest thing to a must pull this game has to offer. And the final units I want to talk about here are our first summer units coming up immediately after Chord, those being Summer Closer and Summer Moko. These units should run on September 18th and October 8th respectively, if I do remember correctly, and they're going to be units that are a little bit more tricky, considering we do already have some good sweepers in the game, with Joker and On, but Closer is still ranking as an S+ character in CN to this day. These characters, in my opinion, are going to be ones that kind of come down to preference as to which one of these two you choose, since they both live on to rank crazy high in CN for a long time. You can try for Summer Closer over Summer Moko if you can still get your hands on her after pulling Chord. She's a great unit, especially if you have Marion, and technically the recommended one over the 2. Haru gets run a few patches down the line, and while we don't have an exact date, it's somewhere around the time that Futaba gets run. And if you are someone who is a big fan of Haru, she's going to want Summer Moko on her team when she does come out, making her the priority over Summer Closer in that case. Both of these characters, to me, in my opinion, really do just come down to preference. Given Closer is running immediately after Chord, some people might not have the funds to get this character, even though she is the technical recommendation of the 2. They're both inherently skippable, but I recommend you try for Closer over Moko, if you are a fan of Haru, of course. And if you aren't someone who plans on pulling Haru, Summer Moko does take a lot longer to get an opportunity where she does shine. And honestly, if you aren't interested in either of these characters, they are both skippable. We do have other characters that work just fine in their places, but they do both rank pretty highly, so it's something to consider. And hopefully this helped you out deciding on who you're going to be pulling for in the next upcoming patches, because like I said, I know they're really stressful ones. If I did help you out, I hope you can consider subscribing and joining us for more videos, because I make videos just like this one all the time. That's going to be all for me. I'm out. Peace.